Now, what happens when the art you love is built on a lie? When the culture you cherish is stripped from its home and sold off? And when the artist you admire turns out to be a person you can't respect? What's up, people? Quoi Neuf. Welcome to another episode. Now, this week we are diving into some stories that sit right at the intersection of culture, ownership, and ethics. We're talking about who owns our art, who gets to protect our heritage, and whether we can still enjoy the work of artists who disappoint us. But before we begin, make sure you like and subscribe so that you don't miss any updates on our channel, and it will also help our small channel to reach a lot more people. Now, let's get into it. Now we're diving headfirst into the firestorm that's got French music, K-pop stars, and the endless debate over cultural theft all tangled up in one explosive saga. Now buckle up because we are talking about Yseult, the unapologetic queen of French pop, who is just lit a match under the global music machine. Now, first off, if you are not yet obsessed with Yseult, consider this your wake-up call. She's one of the coolest artists in France currently. But now we're talking about the saga that has got everyone talking about. Now, it's not just about her music or her triumph, it's about her clapback. Now picture this. Imagine going online and seeing a music video that looks identical to yours. Now I'm talking about the music video for Damn Daddy. And though people are saying it was just inspired, it is not. It is a shot-for-shot carbon copy of Yseult's 2024 visual for Bitch You Could Never, directed by the visionary duo Marita and Chandrisky. Now we're talking about identical camera angles, choreography that mirrors her every move, set designs, and everything seems literally the same. But now, here is the ugly flip. K-pop stars mobilized and decided to flood Yseult's mentions with harassment, death threats, and classic angry black woman trope, making her seem like the bad guy, when in fact she is the victim. Now, the response from the other side, it's a half-baked apology, which says it is true that they were inspired by Yseult and her artistic direction, which he wrote 2 days later. However, he had no idea about the references. Now, the production teams at Zenny Bros and Boyd cricket so far, nobody is saying anything, and Yseult isn't buying it. According to her, she appreciates their words, but let's be honest, it's about plagiarism and not about inspiration. And she's right. As an independent artist, she poured her own money into Bitch You Could Never, crafting a world that is raw, unfiltered, and unapologetically black. To see it swiped up wholesale by a multi-billion-dollar industry, that's not homage, that's not inspiration, that is outright theft. Now, Yseult's calling it out, demanding respect for black creatives in a space that loves to consume us but hates to cite us. Now, in doing so, she is skyrocketing her own star. Her streams are up, new fans are pouring in, but then it's making the conversation now global, because why are K-pop artists coming on to take on the credit for the work that black artists have been doing over the years? And mind you, this is not the first time. And I think more artists are supposed to come out like Yseult to tell us, or to call out people who have unnecessarily copied black art over the years and not let it be pushed under the red carpet. And now, Yseult is asking to be paid. And of course, she wants her bag, not a half-baked apology. Now, moving on to our next story is from Ghana. Now, in a landmark move, Ghana has officially registered its famous Kente cloth as a geographical indication. Now, what does that mean in simple terms? It means that by law, only certified communities in Ghana can produce and sell authentic Kente. Now, it isn't just about economics, though it does ensure financial benefits go to the right people. It's also about guarding the soul of a culture, ensuring that the story, the symbolism, and the origin of Kente are respected and preserved. It is a powerful statement saying this is ours and its value is tied to its home. Now, it has really got me thinking, why aren't other African countries doing the same? Let's take Cameroon. We have such rich cultural assets, from the intricate Bamileke regalia to the Togo, and even music peculiar to us like Bikuti. We've seen how not protecting our art gets diluted like Afrobeats. Now, these aren't just artifacts, they are our history, they are our identity. Now, seeing Ghana take this bold step to legally protect Kente should be a blueprint for every African country. It's a call to action to value what is uniquely ours, to protect it from appropriation, and to ensure our heritage benefits our communities. We need to start that conversation, and we need to start it now before the narrative changes. So how about you? What is one art, artifact, regalia from your place or your country that you think needs to be legally protected? Tell us and let me know what you think in the comment section below. Now, in a past episode, I spoke about wanting to watch Thomas Guijol's Indomptable, and I finally watched it.
Appel d'urgence. On signale le meurtre de l'officier de police Albert Koumé.
C'est-à-dire qu'on peut mourir dans les bouchons dans ce pays.
Il y avait une vendeuse ici, n'est-ce pas? Une femme. Elle faisait les beignets haricots.
Commissaire Bilong.
Now, if you know Thomas Guijol from his comedies, this is a complete 180. It's a serious, gritty drama set right in the heart of Yaoundé, and it absolutely deserves your attention like it got mine. Now, the movie follows a police commissioner, which was played by Guijol himself, who is investigating the murder of a fellow officer. But here's the thing, the crime is almost just the backdrop of the whole story. The real story is about this man trying to hold everything together. He's fighting chaos on the streets with power cuts.
Tu es Camerounais, non? Donc tu es intelligent. Il faut me raconter ce qui s'est passé.
On peut travailler dans des conditions pareilles.
Like we know in Neo, and a system that doesn't always work while also failing to keep peace in his own home. Now, there's this powerful moment where his wife tells him, before protecting them, think of loving them first, referring to his kids. Now, this line just hits you. It makes you question his entire mission. Is his rigid idea of being a protector actually pushing everyone away? Now, it's a movie that when you watch as a Cameroonian or have an idea of how Cameroon is, it makes you question a lot of things. It holds a mirror to the society and asks tough questions about authority, family, and what it truly means to care for people. Now, Indomptable to me felt like a must watch, and at the same time, it felt like it was able to show us Cameroonian realities, not just in the society level, but also at a level of family. It showed us the complexities of living in a family, parental expectations, what it means to be protecting your child or people that you love.
Commissaire Bilong, qu'est-ce qui te passe ici?
Voilà, c'est bien que vous soyez admis.
Madame, vous vous calmez.
Ce monsieur, ma voiture est tombée dans le trou. Tu peux qu'il m'aide à faire sortir la voiture, maintenant il me demande l'argent.
Je vous ai demandé l'argent. Moi, si je vous ai demandé l'argent.
Quand tu dis qu'il te donne quelque chose là, c'est quoi? Hein? On vous connaît.
If you haven't watched it yet, this is your call to go and watch it. And if you've watched it, what do you think about it? What is the highlight of the movie for you? Now, for me, there were so many moments that I enjoyed, from the comedy to the relatability of the language to the food, the puff and beans that we got to see, the ndole, all of that was really magnificent. And I think he has been able to tell Cameroonian stories on an international level that is not only tactical but also an amazing one. Finally, let's talk about a question that never seems to go away. Should we separate the art from the artist? Now, you might ask, why bring this now? Now, some days ago, I was on Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, is now X, yeah. And there was this whole conversation because of the elections currently going on in Cameroon, where people felt the artists weren't taking a side. They were on the fence and not willingly choosing to speak up in a time that their voices might be needed. Now, while the artist feels like they're an easy target, the public feels they owe it to them to share their voices, to share their pain, and to also be accountable to the system, because they feel, oh, we listen to your music, we respect your art. This is a time that you should show us whether you are on our side or not. Now, over the years, we've seen so many examples of artists like musicians, actors, painters whose personal views or actions have shocked and disappointed us. Now, I have to say this before I give my take that artists are actually easy targets because any random person can say, oh, I don't want to have a take on this. I don't want to be a part of this, or just not have any opinion for or against, and nobody's going to have a problem with it. But somebody who is in the limelight and everybody looks up to them in a way decides, okay, I don't want to have an opinion about this, and they become the punching bag of the public. At the same time, people feel this what would we call it, this entitlement to artists or to celebrities just because they've gotten to a certain level in their career. Yes, I understand feeling like you have a stake in somebody's career or in the level that they've gotten into life, but I still feel it is not a means or is not an opportunity for you to decide whether somebody has the same opinion as you. Because while we might say, oh, we shouldn't separate the art from the artist, we forget that just because we fall in love with their music doesn't mean that they mean some of the things that they say in their music. Because let's not forget, we have songwriters that write for these artists. And sometimes they just have the voice, they just have the talent to kind of be the vessel that portrays that whole brand. Sometimes it's not just them, they're just like the face of the brand. And there are so many people that make up who they are. So that is one side of it, right? And here's my take. I don't think we can or should separate them. And let me tell you why. When you find out an artist has done something harmful, that knowledge changes the art. The song hits different, the movie scene feels tainted. Supporting their work, whether by streaming their music, buying their art, becomes an ethical choice. It's not about cancel culture, it's about accountability, it's about acknowledging that our consumption is not neutral. The art is a product of the artist's mind and heart. And if the heart is in a place we can't condone, then the art loses its magic. Now, for me, they are inextricably linked. Now, though I mentioned it is hard for an artist to be able to, create this universe around him and people have those expectations, at the end of the day, they are human beings. If we are being honest, they are human beings and they have feelings, they can make mistakes. But because when we create celebrities in quotes, we create this idol that has to be perfect in our minds. Now we have how many billion people in this world? No one can be the perfect image of an artist that they want. But I'm not excusing the fact that we have to hold them accountable in times of crime or in times where they do things that harms the society or someone who is a part of the society in any way. So my question to you is, do you think the art and the artist should be separated? Also, what are the instances you think they can be separated or can't be separated? Or is there any artist that you think has done something and they have been wrongfully cancelled? I want to know in the comment section below. Now, that closes it for this week's What's New. I would like to hear your feedbacks from everything that we've been able to talk about in the comment section. I want to know what parts you loved and what other subjects you will want us to discuss on the next episode of What's New. Until then, make sure you watch full episodes of the podcast every Tuesday so that you don't miss some of the insightful conversations that we have with our guests. Until next time, I remain your host, The Voice Gemma.